Ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
Lindsay Allison, welcome back to the Steep Stuff podcast. How's it going?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, excited to talk worlds. Excited to have you back on. I can't believe a few months ago, we did pre-Speedgoat. We've talked about a bunch of things, and here we are. We're in the end of September, and we're
I know
going to Can Frank. Here we go.
It came really quick.
How's the season been shaping up since then? I know Speedgoat, we talked about that a little bit, but you just got back from the looked like a really fun podium finish at the Rut. Talk about that a little bit. Talk about the 28K, your experience there, and yeah.
Yeah, I can back up a little bit. So Speedgoat wasn't a great day for me. I had a lot of nausea out of nowhere, but I feel like ever since then I've actually been on this upward trajectory, which has been really nice and actually really timely. I feel like usually in September I'm pretty burnt out, but because I feel like I had a bit of a bumpy start to the season, or the summer at least, I have so much fire and excitement now in mid-September. So that's been honestly a nice surprise and definitely an upside. So yeah, I did the Telluride Mountain Run about a month ago now, and that was a really, really fun experience. Love that course, love that race. So that kind of kicked off the better streak for me. And then, yeah, I just got back from the Rut last weekend. I've been there 6 years. I love that race. Just really awesome vibes. The course is super technical, very brutal. But I feel like it was the perfect, the 28K, I think, also has all the best stuff. It's the steepest and most technical parts of the course. And felt like it was a really good prep for Worlds, one last tune-up. Not too long that that it compromised anything, but yeah, I thought it was a really nice way to have a good experience, really positive vibes. I knew going in that would be the case. And then, yeah, and also just a nice bonus, extra race before Worlds.
Yeah, no, amazing. I'm glad you had such a good experience there. Like I said, it's such a great race.
Yeah.
I do want to rewind a little bit, talk about the nausea, because I know you were pretty open about it on Instagram. You put up a post and talked about it a little bit. It's amazing to hear that you're on the other side of it. I've heard a lot. You're not the only one. I've heard a few athletes talk about this with nausea and stuff like that. Do you have an idea as to what you thought it was, maybe feeling related, or what could it have been?
I don't know, but my best guess is I think I was oversalted. And I think it happened before the race, so the experience I was having this summer was that I would get nauseous almost every run. And from the start, it didn't seem like something I was doing during. It seemed like something was just off. And then the reason I noticed it more recently was actually in TMR, the Telluride race. Despite it going well, I was actually really nauseous for the first 2 hours. And before all these races and in my day-to-day, I'd been drinking more electrolytes than usual. Not than usual, I guess. I actually think I stayed relatively constant, but I wonder if my body, my sweat rate changed or something shifted throughout the summer, which would make sense. You're adapting. I feel like my hours go up in the summer. It's way warmer. The winter's freezing here. I don't know exactly what happened, but I've stopped doing that, and that's kind of when I've stopped taking electrolytes really. And I've seen a drastic improvement. And at the Rut, I had no nausea, and I did not take any electrolytes. So I'm just gonna go with that theory.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting because I feel like this. Someone has said it before. Last year was the year of carbs. This year is the year of hydration, and I do feel like everyone's been talking about hydration, getting sweat tests, salt stuff. But I feel like maybe we don't know as much as we think we know. Yeah, I don't know how sweat rate changes over time, and so I don't know, but that's my best guess.
Do you, if you don't mind me asking, do you still use that cool monitor you were telling me about?
Yeah, no. I still have it.
I almost bought one the other day.
Oh, you did?
I almost
I
did.
still love it.
Yeah.
I need to use it, but I haven't. For a while when I was struggling a little bit earlier in the summer, I felt like I just had too much data going on. between my Aura ring and between my heart rate monitor and everything, I like took a intentional step back from all the data. Like I didn't use my watch for a couple weeks, which was really nice actually. So with that, like I didn't use the H drop, which is the sweat test monitor. Um, and then since then I've been like a little bit wary of I've added things back in, like I'm using my watch again and my Oura ring, but um yeah, I don't have a good excuse for why I haven't used it to test that theory, but sometimes I think I'm someone who I'm a very type A and I think I can over index on data. So part of me is like, I need to go back to the roots of like running's running and
Simplify it. Yeah.
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 So
If you don't mind me asking, because I just went through something very similar, but mine was more cramping related. Are you a salty sweater?
I'm not. I'm pretty average. But I'm wondering if I'm like less than average now. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I just got a sweat test and I did the precision one and I found out that I was like an extremely salty sweater, like 1500 milligrams or
Oh
something
wow,
like that.
that's
It
a
was like
lot.
super salty. I
Yeah.
mean, you could even see from my hat, like I'm
Yeah,
covered in
that's
salt.
true.
But yeah, no, it's just like in that with potassium, I guess potassium, like I don't know, like I was underdoing potassium as well. And
Yeah,
like a
that
few
makes
things that
sense.
I was like, huh. So I don't know. Yeah, this is the year hydration. Like it's really blown my mind. So
Yes.
crazy stuff. To piggyback off one thing you said, taking a break from using your watch. Can you talk about the positives of that? Because I think there is a lot of positives coming from doing that,
Yeah.
folks.
Um, so I'll be honest, I still used Strava app, but I didn't look at it. And I think like I would end it at the end. But yeah, for like a week or two, I just didn't use my watch and I ran purely on feel. Um, and it was like so liberating. Like I just felt um like I mentioned, like I'm pretty type A. I'm very data driven. And so to just like remove even the temptation from looking was like exactly what I needed, I feel like. It just felt yeah, because I'm always like, oh, I'm usually trying to run easier. I run pretty easy on my easy runs, but even just like, oh, I feel good. Maybe I'll go a little faster. Like, oh, I feel bad. Maybe I'll go a little slower. I just think having that freedom for a couple days was super, super useful for me.
That's awesome. No, and I appreciate you being candid for that because I think a lot of folks can take something away from that, from simplifying it and getting back to why we love running. I think that's just really,
Totally.
really important. Let's shift gears to TMR. Like that is such a cool race. I know you've run it a couple years. I know it's very special to you, especially living in the Telluride area. Talk about the 40 mile. Like that's a full on mountain race, people say, and the 24 mile. I've heard both of them are kind of just bananas.
Yeah, so I think yeah, so the one thing I really like about Telluride Mountain Run is that those distances are like not contrived. Like it's 24 miles because that's the cool route, like they're not trying to make it a marathon or a 50K. So I really appreciate that. Um, but yeah, so I think actually the 24 mile has all of the like most epic stuff. I think it's actually pretty similar to the rut where like the shorter distance packs the punch, and then the longer one has a little more running, that kind of type of thing. But yeah, the 24 mile has basically three climbs. It's about 9,000 feet of vert, and it's 24 miles, and it has this really epic ridge line in the middle of it. It's like um, a mile of ridge, which is like unheard of in a US mountain race at least. Um, and it's just like super incredible and beautiful. So that's like the core of the race. And then the 40 mile, you sort of like do some extra running. It's really runnable for probably like 5 to 7 miles after the 24 branches off. But then you do like one last climb straight up the ski resort at the end, which is super brutal. I have never done the 40 mile. I've always done the 24 because I think it's the best. But yeah, it's so cool to have such an epic race like right in our backyard, and it totally showcases the like how cool the Telluride running scene is. And I also think like the Rut is also a really incredible mountain race. I'd say those two are probably the most like mountain race of anything in the US. But the thing that's unique about the Telluride Mountain Run is that it's like not it's in the backcountry. Like there's really if you do the 40 mile, there's a tiny bit on the ski resort, but the 24 is like purely just running in the backcountry. And I feel like that's really unique to the US.
Yeah.
Or, that's like I think that's pretty much, well, that's probably not true, but of the like big mountain races, I feel like it's one of the only ones that has a lot of backcountry right in the race.
So cool. It's can you talk a little bit about how like these were like would you agree that these were great stimulus or stimuli for I guess getting ready for Worlds, both the Rut 28K or yeah, is it 20K? I'm losing my
I think
train of
so.
thought. Yeah, the Rut 20 something K and the TMR 24 mile. Would
Yeah.
you agree that these were, I mean, is that kind of the plan like maybe you and Rick put together to do these races and stuff like that, getting ready for Worlds?
Yeah. Well, so actually originally I wasn't going to do either of them. My whole summer totally changed when I found out I made the world's team, because I was planning to do CCC. So, um, but once I was original, so I was going to do CCC, then I decided after I made the world's team, oh, maybe I'll just do OCC. But then after that like month of nausea and just feeling not like myself, I didn't feel ready to go to Chamonix. I wasn't really excited about it. And I was mostly just worried. Like I just didn't feel the stoke that I usually feel. Um, and it just didn't make sense for us to go and then go back to Worlds a couple weeks later. So I ended up skipping that. But then the Telluride Mountain Run actually ended up fitting in like perfectly because it was right around the same time as OCC, but um at home. And then Helen Mino Faulkner, who's also on the team, she was actually going to do it. And she pointed out that the profile is actually like almost identical to the world's course.
Interesting.
The world's course is just like 3 miles longer and 3,000 feet more, I think. But like the rest of it is very similar. So it actually was the perfect stimulus, in my opinion. And then, yeah, she came and she absolutely crushed it. But I think like having the races usually it brings a couple really good people, but it's typically pretty small. But this year we had like a really awesome women's field. And I think, yeah, knowing it was a really good stimulus for Worlds and then also being pushed by a ton of really awesome women was made it even better. And I mean, Helen ran like a 50-minute course record. I PR'd by over 40 minutes. Like it was just a really awesome experience. So that was perfect. And then, but also like still low key, I think it really brought back a lot of joy for me. Like it was, yeah, it's just so awesome to race in your backyard and like even to share it with someone like Helen, who she stayed with us for a week after and like sharing our space and just it really like revitalized my love of the mountains, which was like a perfect timing for the rest of this block. And then I'd say the rut is like very similarly very steep. I'd say it's more technical than the Telluride race, but so that was a really good reminder and practice stimulus, I think. And similarly, like it brings an awesome field every year. There's always like local Montana crushers that show up and are awesome. And then Claire Rhodes was there and so yeah, just like I feel like both those races were awesome stimuli surrounded by great communities. So yeah, I feel like my stoke has been revitalized by those two for sure.
I love it. So you're ready to go. Like it's time.
I'm
Like it's
excited.
yeah, the stoke seems high.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you to represent the Stars and Stripes this year?
Oh, I feel super honored. I never I did not expect it, to be honest. Like um I put my resume in just because I was like, well, why not? Like the only way you don't get something is if you don't even apply. And when I got the call, I was like, what? Are you sure? Like me? Um, so yeah, I feel like extremely honored. It feels I've been doing these races for like 8 years, which feels like a lot for the sport. I know it's not as much as a lot of people, but yeah, when I first started, I knew about world races. I feel like they were a little bit bigger like back 10 years ago and then they kind of died out and now they're kind of coming back again. Um So I feel like I'd heard about them, especially living with Andy Wacker. Like he was all
Oh
over
yeah, I
the
forgot about
US
that.
teams. Um, so I feel like it was something that was always in my head, but like never in the sense of, oh, I could do that someday. Like it really just felt like, wow, that's so special. Like you know, what a cool experience those people get to have. But I really don't think I ever imagined that it would be me. So yeah, for this to happen is I feel like that was it's just such an honor to even get to the start line that I feel like um yeah, I already feel like the experience is going to be great just because of that. Um, but yeah, I mean, anytime you get to represent the US, I feel like that's so cool. And especially for our sport where like this is it, you know, we're not in the Olympics or anything like that. So it just, yeah, it's really an honor. And I'm really excited to be there with such an awesome group of people. Like this year is really stacked and it's going to be really fun to be over there with everybody, I think.
It's amazing. How do you feel? I mean, obviously you got to bond with Helen. You know Helen. Like I'm sure you know most of these women on this team, if not all of them. Have you guys had like conversations offline talking about the team and the team dynamic and things like that? It seems like I don't know, like Cam has really done a lot as far as like the Mountain Classic team, and some stuff with the vertical as well. Like, how has the dynamic for this team kind of played out at all?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been really great. I think part of I mean, this is like a kudos to Rick Floyd, our coach, but
Yeah, he
like
coaches like
five of the six
everybody.
women on our team are coached by Rick. And I think um I don't know whether it was intentional or not, but I feel like he doesn't coach very many people, which I think A makes him an excellent coach. But it also like creates this bond with the people, the other people that I think is really special. So it's really cool because I already feel really connected to a lot of them. And then um I also know Tabor for like from many years and she's awesome too. And so um I'm really excited to be on the team with those girls. And then there has definitely been a little bit of communication. I think like four of the six of us are staying together before the team time starts or the like when we all go to the same hotel basically. But so I think that'll be really fun. And I know a couple of them are over there already, like scoping the course together and they've been really awesome. They're like, oh, we can send you videos, we'll tell you how it is. So I think, yeah, I mean the camaraderie in trail running has always been great, but I think you feel it on like another level when you're going to compete together.
Like it's really special. Like this is like and not to mention like this is I mean, if you're looking at UTMB indexes, ITRA indexes, not to put like, you know, expectations on things, but like this is very well a good chance like you guys could medal. Like it's super within the cards. How does like you kind of gave me the look there. Like how does that feel to think about like, oh my God, I could be coming home with like a gold medal or a silver medal from like the pinnacle like championship of our sport. Like what would that mean to you?
Yeah, it's crazy. I haven't thought about it very much. But I mean, that would be a dream come true, obviously. I think it's a really strong team. Um, I feel like they picked people who are really comfortable in the mountains, and like I think that's always a tricky part about doing the race selection since a lot of our US races, especially in the right time frame, are not that mountainous. So, but I really feel like the team is like really well suited as a whole for this course. So I'm really excited to see what happens. I also feel like I have no idea. Like I don't know how to set my expectations for this race because I feel like I've never raced such a deep fields, especially internationally. Um, so you know, it's like is top 10 the goal? Is top 50 the goal? Is top 100 the goal? I have no idea, um but yeah, I'm excited to like, you know, do put everything I have out there and yeah, if that means that we're coming home with a medal, that would be awesome, but I'm really just excited for the experience in general.
Yeah, I mean, it's so cool. Like that's a memory. Like that's a like a life moment memory. Pretty dope. I got to ask you a gear question. Like, what's the? I obviously you've seen the course maybe in photos or videos, the whole thing, but like it's hard to tell until you actually step foot on it. What's the shoe? I know you've kind of talked about the Ultra Olympus before. Like, what do you think the race day shoe is going to be?
I think the Ultra Olympus 275 is going to be the shoe.
Nice.
Yeah, I've like it's pretty new. I think it came out in July maybe. Um, but I'm obsessed with it. Like it has this really nice bounce. Like it feels like a super shoe foam. I don't think it is, but it feels like it. Um, and the grip is like it's so good. It's a Vibram sole, but for whatever reason, I don't really understand Vibram. Like they have so many different versions. Like every shoe feels like it has a different version of Vibram. So for whatever reason though, like the pattern that this shoe has, I've never felt grip like this before. And I've tried a lot of shoes. So, and that's genuine. I really feel like this shoe's awesome. So I think that's going to be the shoe. I really like the carbon shoe too, but I'm always a little bit worried with carbon shoes that I'll like beat up my legs too much, especially for these longer events. Because I think it's gonna take like 6 hours probably.
It's a long race. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the Olympus 275 is gonna be the shoe.
And I'm assuming vest as well, not a belt or
Definitely vest. We have a lot of required gear actually.
yeah.
It's like the UTMB gear, basically. Um, and then I will be bringing poles. I'm a
Smart.
pole lady every time. You just got to use the poles.
Nice.
So yeah, I think that's the plan.
I like it. I like it. What's I mean, this is always a hard question to ask, and a lot of people don't think about this. Usually the goal is obviously the front thing in front of you, but what's next after this? Maybe some downtime or like
No, I actually do have an answer to this.
oh,
Um, well, so first I'm flying directly to a work trip, so that's going to be fun. But uh next is I'm gonna do the UTMB Bariloche Patagonia race. Hoping to get a CCC spot for next year since that was my original goal for this year. And then obviously things have gone not to plan in the best possible way. So I'm really hoping to do that next year. So I'm gonna go to Patagonia, which I think will be really cool. And then after that, I have no plans. So,
nice.
um, but yeah, probably we'll head back to Big Alta next year. It's probably going to be the next like big. I really liked that race this year, so
I think I'm gonna race it. I will see you guys there.
you should.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I really want to do the 28K. I think that's
yeah.
a definite for next year. So
It's a really good early season. I feel like it's like a ton of vert, but still pretty runnable. So I feel like you can definitely train for it in the winter, but it's also a good wake up for the legs.
I love it. I love it. I'm so stoked to hear more on that Patagonia race as well. Lindsay, I want to wish you the best of luck. I want to give you some time back. I know it's a busy afternoon. So thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I hope it's an amazing day for you guys. I hope it's awesome and everything you want it to be and more. So enjoy, safe travels, and we'll definitely chat after.
Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks again for having me on.
Yeah, no problem.